Before we do anything else, we have to go to the source. And since we can't get the Rooney family on the phone, I wanted to go to David Hull, who in free agency has signed Russell Wilson, $1.2 million to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, all slander aside, David, that's a free quarterback. Where are you at with Mr. Unlimited?
I am not a fan of the signing, but I have to be all in. I have to be as a fan. I have to root for Mr. Unlimited. Okay. We have to go for the championship.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, Stoney,
yes.
He's better than Kenny Pickett.
Yes, he is.
He's better than Mason Rudolph.
Correct.
Barely.
He costs $1.2 million.
It's worth a shot.
You got to try something, David.
Now,
Sorry, had to ask.
Does Sierra like Primanti Brothers? That's the question.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't. It's very dry.
It is very dry.
Yes.
A dry sandwich.
Yes.
Carry on.
All right. Go ahead, David. Start us off with the big one.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins agrees to a 4-year contract with the Atlanta Falcons.
Can we guess how much?
There is no numbers yet. There are no numbers yet, so you can't even guess. But it's a 4-year deal.
All right. I'm gonna guess. What do you want to bet that's 4 at 200?
Wow. That's too much.
It's not about justification.
I know.
I'm saying to get him to leave and to keep him from other suitors.
Oh, wow. 4-2. I was going to say 4 at like 175.
Hey, you got guards making $21 million a year today.
Just throw in the extra 25. You'll be
Keep
okay.
the change.
Hey, it's Arthur Blank. He can afford it.
Look, I love it for Atlanta.
Yeah, look at their offense. If they can, as long as they can protect them,
it'll sell tickets. They have to unlock Drake London. They have to unlock Kyle Pitts.
Bijan.
They have to get Bijan going. The quarterback does all of it. Is it an overpay? Absolutely. Now, here's the question. Call it 4 at 190 so Stoney doesn't fall out of his seat. 4 at 190 for Cousins, or you take Justin Fields on during his 5th-year option, give up draft capital, and would still have to pay him.
I'd rather do what the Falcons did.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Because Justin Fields is still a question mark.
David.
And I will say this, it has nothing to do with free agency, but Kyle Pitts just got paid because he wears the number 8. So Cousins wants the number 8.
Oh, that's an easy $100,000 right there.
Right there.
No doubt.
So that is a good one right there. Let's start with the Jacksonville Jags. They have signed Gabe Davis to a 3-year deal. Still waiting on numbers there. A lot of these numbers may come out later in the week, but he's going to the
Gabe Davis
Jags.
thing I like because of the deep ball element. That's not really Christian Kirk's strength. Calvin Ridley, again.
I don't think he's going to be on that team.
Yeah, might not be. So then you're left with, well, how are we stretching the field? I don't mind Gabe Davis there. Now, again, if you say it's 3 at 60, I'll throw up all over the place.
Right. And, God forbid Trevor Lawrence gets hurt again. You got Mac Jones who can throw the deep ball.
I'm not even next.
A late draft pick for Mac Jones.
That class, oh, my Lord.
It's looking worse every day. Christian Wilkins goes to the Oakland Raiders, the LA Raiders, for a 4-year deal worth $110 million base value, which includes 84 of it guaranteed.
Look, I understand, and Mike, you said it on Friday. You like them. I love them. For so many, even the intangibles that fit this Lions, quote, culture, unquote, that's probably too much money than I would have liked the Lions to give on them. And I'm I wouldn't say upset, but it hurts a little bit to see Christian Wilkins not being a Detroit Lion. And do you think Mahomes and all the other quarterbacks and Herbert in there really relishing going to Vegas or having them come in with Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby?
No, and again, I like him. My fear was everything Stoney said was right Friday, but he's a good player who'll be paid like a great one. He is essentially getting a Chris Jones type deal.
Right.
And those two don't sit at the same dinner table. Are they better? Yes. But you've just handed not quite quarterback money, but big money. Mm-hmm. Hey, who's playing quarterback for your team? See, this is part of the issue.
Correct.
Very true. Stoney, I need you to comment on this next one here. The guard market is ridiculous, and your team has done it. $84 million, $50 million guaranteed for Landon Dickerson. He is the highest paid guard in NFL history. Worth that? Is he really worth that?
No, but in this ridiculous guard market that they're a part of now, it's probably market value. I mean, he's really good, but is he great? I don't think that even comes into, fruition when you talk about these contracts that these guys are getting. Look, I'm happy he's staying. It ain't my money. But if it prevents them from doing something else, which, by the way, I don't know if you're getting to them later, they did do something else that, unfortunately for Mike, pisses him off, who the Eagles also got.
Oh, what?
The Eagles signed Huff.
Yes.
Oh, well, all right. So talk about him for a minute. Bryce Huff is a guy a lot of people don't know. Unbelievable story as an undrafted free agent.
Right.
Here's your pressure rates from edge rushers who played at least 250 pass rush snaps. You ready for this, Mike? Micah Parsons was 21.8 to lead the league.
My boyfriend.
Bryce Huff, 21.3. Myles Garrett, 18.3. There's your top three. Is it a risk to sign a guy like this who doesn't have pedigree? Of course it is. But the Eagles want edge rushers. They want a pass rush. It faltered last year.
And it looks like they're going to get rid of Riddick.
Right. So they're swapping out a non-effective guy and bringing another. And by the way, for all you people who cry about the salary cap and, oh, my God, the Lions can't do X, Y, and Z, how is Philly affording anything? They paid Landon Dickerson, a guard, $84 million over 4. They're allegedly going to offer Saquon 3 at 30. Allegedly. We'll get to that. Oh, and they're not done. Repeat after me, people. The salary cap is fake.
The salary cap is fake.
That was more for them, not you, but thank you for your participation. David, go ahead.
Yeah, you foreshadowed that, Mike. Let's get to the running back market. We already talked about earlier in the show how Josh Jacobs is being signed by the Packers.
It's a 1-2. Dillon's going out. They bring Jacobs and Jones together. Again, it's all about what they paid Jacobs. If you have two running backs that make a total of $12 million, I'll make sense of it. But I'll wait and see the numbers.
We don't have a number yet. And also from the other side, what's his face? Xavier White. He's going to be their number one in Vegas, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Then you have DeAndre Swift signing with the Bears, 3 years.
Terrible.
$24.5 million.
I think it's a ridiculous signing, and I'll tell you why. You just paid more for a lesser back than what it would have cost to have kept David Montgomery right in town.
Correct. And his offensive line is certainly not as good as it was in Detroit or in Philadelphia.
Agreed totally. And health is a concern.
Yes.
And why is it bad on principle, David?
Because we don't pay running backs.
Damn right.
Except the Titans do, because they paid 3 years, $24 million for Tony Pollard.
I'm going to say something that I couldn't imagine saying 2 years ago. The Tennessee Titans are a bad organization. That's a ridiculous move. You're a rebuilding team. You're getting Derek White out of there, Derrick Henry. You draft a back in the third, fourth round and call it a day. You don't pay a running. You just don't do it.
Let me ask you this, since you brought him up. Where's Derrick Henry end up? Baltimore? Yeah.
I think it's stylistically, it's perfect. And now as he hits 30, hey, Derek, give us 10 to 12 carries. We'll take care of you. And then he's the hammer that finishes teams.
Yeah, and then, this just in, I was going to say the report about Saquon Barkley, but there's no report anymore. He has reached a deal with the Philadelphia Eagles, 3 years, $37.75 million.
The salary cap is fake.
No, this is what I want everyone to attack me on now. Drinking Brad Holmes' bathwater, talking about, we need the Machni. Howie Roseman, what does he work at? The Fed? What does he do? Was he printing money?
Oh, my apologies. It could be worth up to $46 million.
Hey, David, why am I not mad at this?
Because we don't pay running backs.
You're damn right. Now, do I take a little umbrage about going to Philly? A little bit. Saquon, go get your money.
My family, are obviously big-time Eagle fans, and some who went to the Pennsylvania State University are probably just doing laps of
Something
joy
like
right
this?
now. Yes.
Or this, perhaps.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of like Rico if the Niners would have drafted Kenneth Walker the third.
I'm not going to hit the button I was going to hit. Probably would have been a regrettable choice.
We will have more free agency later, but that's your first edition today of Football Today.